Texans rookie corner Kamari Lassiter. He's gotten all the first-team reps early on. Nick Caserio, D'Amico Ryans, they love him. Let's get to know him, and I think it might become a little bit more clear why they do. Plus, a viral clip in college football that you may not have known was centered around Kamari Lassiter. Let's go inside the locker room, get to know the Texans' first pick in this year's draft.
Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do.
Kamari Lassiter was the first pick the Texans made in this year's draft. Leading up to that pick, there was a lot of talk about DeJean. There was a lot of talk about Kool-Aid McKinstry. And the Kamari Lassiter pick immediately generated a lot of dialogue about speed. Can he play inside? Can he play outside? But through it all, you heard Nick Caserio and D'Amico Ryans talk about how much they enjoyed the rookie out of Georgia. He had his first trip to the podium today after the Texans' first padded practice, in which he held up pretty well, as he has all of camp. He's been getting the first team reps, all of them, and been holding his own and doing his thing. Let's hear from Kamari Lassiter. But before we do, let's go back a few months ago. The biggest controversy in college football, I would say, of this season was Florida State not getting into the college football playoff. Now, Georgia probably felt that they had a case as well, but both teams didn't make the college football playoff, and both ended up in a bowl game against each other, in which many players on both teams opted out, especially the ones that were expected to be drafted early in the NFL draft. However, Kamari Lassiter did not opt out. In fact, Kirby Smart went up there, and he had a viral moment. And at the time, it was almost presented, and it felt like kind of a shot at Florida State, but it might have been praise for the guy that D'Amico Ryans, well, it definitely was. You'll hear him talk about it. But I think this was what it was more about, just what Kamari Lassiter is about. And I think we'll get a better grasp of that as we hear from him in a sec. But here's the clip I'm talking about, Kirby Smart praising Kamari Lassiter. And I actually asked Kamari Lassiter about this. And if you're a Texans fan, or you're a Georgia fan, or you're a fan of him, you're going to love what he had to say. Let's hear from Kirby Smart first, though.
Kamari Lassiter had a 1-2 grade, first, second round grade. And Kamari had to make a tough decision, like all these other people. And I called Kamari in, and I talked to him, and I told him, Kamari, you should come out for the draft. That's my opinion. You're one of the top corners in the draft. You got to make that decision. Okay, that's one decision. Then the second decision is you got to decide if you want to play this bowl game. I don't know that you got a lot to gain in this bowl game, Kamari, but I do know who you are, and I do know how you practice, and I do know how you lead. But I'm not going to be disappointed in anything you decide. He came back about 3 or 4 days later, and I met with him and his mom and talked to him, and fully expected him not to play in this game. He called me 2 days later, said, Coach, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sitting out. I'm over there coaching. I can't do it. I want to be out there. I want to play with my guys. And I think he did it against his mother's will, to be honest. Now, I don't know that, but I think he did it against his mother's will because that's who he is. So all these teams that go shopping, this dude right here wants to play football. That's all he cares about is playing football and his teammates. He ain't worried about the next thing and all that. He said, I want to play football. And he played football for the University of Georgia. And he did it when he didn't have to do it. And that's what's different at this place than a lot of other places. Thank you.
The mic drop right there from Kirby Smart. Thank you so much, Coach. I appreciate you very much.
I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog.
It's pretty much what he said. But the more you hear from Kamari Lassiter, the more you can see this guy is about that business. He is very serious. He is about that business. Let's hear from him. He made the trip to the podium today. Let's hear what Kamari Lassiter had to say today as he made his way to the podium right here in the locker room.
About how you process things quickly and you don't make mistakes more than once. How do you feel like you're playing so far? Are you feeling good about it?
I feel like I got a long way to go. I feel like it's been the first couple practices, and I feel like to get to the point where I really want to be at, I have a long way to go. I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to work on. So right now is okay, but I want to be a lot better.
Where are you most confident? Go ahead, Ken.
What's been the biggest learning curve for you so far, coming into the NFL camp?
I would say finding a routine that really sticks with you because, in college, you don't have a lot of time. You got school, you got this, you got that. And the NFL, you don't got anything but football. So, just finding something productive to do with your time, finding time to work on my body, figuring out, what my body likes, what my body doesn't like, how to make sure I'm prepared for practice, how to make sure I'm mentally prepared every day. So just finding a good routine for myself.
How much have you learned from going up against wide receivers like Diggs, Collins, Tank?
I learn a lot every day. Every day I learn something new from them. I'm trying to soak up knowledge from them. Every day after practice, I'm getting game from them, talking about our reps, what I could do better, what they're thinking in the middle of a rep. So, just going against guys, vets like that, guys who are really good at what they do, it's just making me a lot better every day.
He said he taught a little dunk to you. And he said you stand to turn it down. What does he say to you? Have you always been a trash talker? Not afraid to talk back?
I'm the type of guy I just stand on business. So if it's smoke in the air, I'ma blow it. But Diggs, he's just a guy who really loves the game. So he's just really passionate about what he does, and he just lets it be known. And I like that because I'm the same way. So, when I make a play,
I stand on business. That's a money quote right there.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, and he's the same way. So whenever he makes a play, I give him credit. But I'm like, okay, yeah. Next time it's gonna be different.
Where are you most comfortable on the field? Inside, outside, where on that side?
It doesn't matter. I can play D-line. It wouldn't matter as long as I'm on the field.
Kamari, have you been able to pick the brand of Aziz just because of his versatility and his ability to understand what kind of D'Amico wants during his time in San Francisco?
Yes, I've been talking to Aziz every day after practice too as well. Just him being, a Mike backer, a guy who came in just a little bit before I did, but he's already, established himself as the leader on the team. So, that's someone whose brain I want to pick just to understand, he's been in the league a long time, and he wasn't drafted like I was. He got his stuff out the mud. So just understand, how he goes about his day every day, how he works hard. That's something, that if I could just pick pieces of, this guy's routine and that guy's routine, I feel like it'll make me a lot better.
What do you think that you? It seems like everyone's had a moment with Aziz where they've experienced his leadership. Have you had any of those moments yet?
I feel like I know what you're talking about, but nah, not in that manner. It's just and even if it wasn't that manner, you just gotta hear the message, not the tone. But no, he just giving me game, just telling me, little things here and there that's gonna help me out. Even though we play two different positions, he understands the game and the defense very thoroughly. So just kind of hearing where he's coming from, that's something that really helps me.
Here's the question about the Kirby Smart clip, and this is the answer that you're going to love if you're a Texans fan.
There was the viral clip of Kirby Smart praising you for deciding to play in the bowl game. A lot of guys in your position, they opt out. What went into that decision? Is that kind of what D'Amico and Caserio like about you when they talk about he just likes to play football?
Yeah, I eat, sleep, and breathe football. Football has been the love of my life since I was 3 years old. So, I had the opportunity to play in the game with my teammates. And I was fully healthy, so they're in my brain it was a no-brainer. Like, it's football. Why would I not play? So, other guys chose to make other decisions. That's neither here nor there. I respect the decision regardless because everyone has to make a decision for themselves and their family and their betterhood. But my decision was to go out there and play football.
People always ask what you learned from the vets, but what are they learning from you?
I feel like some of the vets are just learning, how to be able to kind of just kick back sometimes. It's okay to take a breath of fresh air. The game it's already hard enough, in between the lines every day. So, just not making it hard on yourself outside of the lines, on the sideline, just being able to kick it, just, tapping somebody on the back. That's something that we just kind of all learn from each other, just being able to have a brotherhood, We all have our different walks of life outside the building, but just being able to have that same brotherhood inside.
Do you think there's an element, since you're a rookie, of needing to prove yourself to your teammates? You work hard, you play with these guys?
Definitely. I feel like, first thing you want to do as a young player, as a rookie, coming into a new organization, new atmosphere, new everything, you want to be able to prove you want to earn the respect of your teammates and your coaches. And I feel like, that's something that I really focused on and I'm still focusing on. Like, I want to earn the respect of everyone in the building before it's time to play. So just, by the way I come in every day, and I just want to be a student of the game.
About to be asked about Alabama guys, but before we get to that, I asked this follow-up because I threw the challenge flag. I'll be honest, I threw the challenge flag on the field when he said this. I thought this was just kind of one of those college bits where, you know, you don't even want to acknowledge the other school. But this was the Bulldog talking about his Alabama Crimson Tide head coach. This was the first time that we heard from Kamari Lassiter.
D'Amico going to Alabama, you going to Georgia. What were some similarities that you noticed between him and Coach Smart and what they preach?
Coach went to Bama?
D'Amico, yeah.
No, I ain't know that.
See, I thought he was kidding.
He was been getting along with the Bama guys in the
I get along with everyone just fine. Bama guys are Bama guys. At the end of the day, it's Go Dogs. But, you know, it's all good.
Did you really not know D'Amico went to Bama when you had your first meeting with it?
I had no idea. I mean, somebody told me, like, I was probably like 1 or 2 years old when Coach Ryans was playing. So
that didn't come up at all?
Nah.
See, that's the crazy thing to me is that I don't know if y'all know Alabama folk, and we'll get Kamari Lassiter. Cody Stutes asked him about his nickname. Getting to know Kamari Lassiter here in the locker room, number one source for Texans digital content. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. Every Alabama person I know, they say Roll Tide within the first 2 sentences of speaking. Sometimes they introduce themselves as Roll Tide. It's kind of crazy that in this whole draft process, getting to know someone, that D'Amico Ryans, it didn't come up in some way, shape, or form. That actually makes me like D'Amico even more, because I know some of you might know Alabama people. Alabama folks, that it's Roll Tide 24/7. It doesn't stop no matter what. The fact that that didn't come up at any point with him and D'Amico, up to the point where that was a rookie mini camp, makes me like D'Amico even more, and I'm already a huge D'Amico fan.
Get to keep the locksmith? Does that carry over? Do you have to re-earn the nickname as you're here in the pros? How does that work?
That's just me. That's who I am. I feel like, you know, it'll continue to be earned, you know, the more I progress. But I feel like, you know, I came in and you know, I kind of, you know, just showed that's who I am, and that's the kind of person I am. I'm the locksmith. You know, I want to lock stuff down on the opposite side of the field or wherever I'm at.
Kamari, you've got to talk about going up against wide receivers like Steph and Nico and how it improves your game. But when you get to go up against a quarterback like CJ every single day, how does that better your game, especially against quarterbacks that you will see this season?
Man, it just makes me so much better because it's like my technique has to be sound every play, you know, because it's 2-on-1. I'm 1-on-1 with the receiver, and then I got another matchup with the quarterback, and the quarterback is elite. So just knowing that if I make one wrong step or if I think too long, you know, the rep might be over, because whoever I'm going against, whether it's Steph, Nico, Tank, Mechie, Noah, it doesn't matter. Like, those guys are elite, so I have to be elite at the same time.
Thank you, Kamari.
Thank you.
About that business. Easy to see why Nick Caserio, D'Amico Ryans like him, and why Kirby Smart loved him as well. And again, there was talk about, you know, is he going to be an inside guy, outside guy? What's he going to be? He's first team corner so far. It's early. There's going to be plenty more challenges ahead. He knows that. But he has been the first team corner, and it's very easy to respect the manner in which he carries himself, especially that young. Sometimes you just forget how young these guys are. I mean, these guys are in their early 20s. I don't even think I could walk right now. In my early 20s, I'm probably about, who knows, 6-7 margaritas deep right now, probably about to flunk another class. Who knows? But these are some mature young men, and it's easy to see why they like them. And it's not just about their personalities. These guys are ballers out there on the field. They just look like guys who are ready to go. And Nick Caserio, D'Amico Ryans, they're building some buzz. Fans been in the stands. Season tickets are sold out. Everyone's excited. We know about the core pieces that are making people excited, but don't sleep on Kamari Lassiter becoming a pretty damn big part of this football team. Easy young man to root for. Easy young man to listen to. And I really enjoyed hearing him talk. Very businesslike, very, very beyond his years, beyond my years even right now. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. Always remember, when it comes to this locker room stuff, whether the rookies are mature, whether they're immature like me, what the hell ever, whether they went to Bama, whether they went to Georgia, whether they went to Texas freaking State, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Be sure to ride along. Live streams after every practice, live streams at night, content throughout the day. We got you covered here in The Locker Room.
Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too. Landlocked, got the game in the headlock. Localize every time, can't stop.